What's up, YouTube folks? I am checking in for the day. I'm at the rec center working right now. My back is killing me. It hates me. Forgot to bring any kind of like naproxen, ibuprofen, something. My back. I don't take anything heavier than that. They gave it to me after my car accident, and I really didn't want it. It didn't give me any huge amount of pain relief. I will take that back. Flexeril, the muscle relaxer, definitely helps the spasms, but I rarely take it. I just am not about that. Here in the States, for those of you who are not in the States, hello, love you, love your accents. Wish I had one. It's a beautiful day. I don't know if you guys can see the clouds up there. It is really nice out. It is just hot as bejesus. Anyway, I'm the only one here today working at the rec center. Thank goodness at MWRS, but probation is what it is. Community service hours. That's what happens when you're a bad girl. So I am checking in at the moment because it is bugging me heavily that I have a friend. Try to figure out how to put this because I don't want to name names and I don't want to put anything out there that shouldn't be out there. He knows I have a channel. He knows I speak on whatever's on my mind, so he's aware of that. But here in America, everyone is aware, and especially in Florida, apparently, they have this, scratching myself, huge issue with, I'm not going to say pain meds. I guess that's what they are. I'm not going to say opiates particularly because there's ones that are not opiates, but I mean, when I got in my car accident in 2013, 5 years ago, I will tell you that the doctor was like, do you need more? Do you need more? Do you need more? And I was hurting severely, like I could barely walk, seriously. And this is 2 days after the accident. A lady plowed into the back of my Mustang while I was just leaving a light. So I was barely driving my Mustang and she plowed into the back of me doing about 45 probably. I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter. Stuff happens. But they sent me to, first of all, I called my primary doctor thinking, hey, I was in a car accident. And he's like, we don't do car accidents. What does that mean? Okay, I've been with you for 10 years, but no, he told me they don't do car accidents. So basically I had to go to, sorry, I'm checking the minutes on here. I'm not used to seeing how many minutes I can film. He sent me to a chiropractor, and I had always said, since my days in the ambulance as a very youngling EMT, I was probably 25, 30, and 44 now, almost 45, and I remember taking a patient who had been to a chiropractor for an adjustment, neck adjustment, back adjustment, I don't know what kind of adjustment, but the point was the man's leg was like jumping and kicking and jumping and kicking, and it wouldn't stop, and it had been doing it for like 12 hours ever since he got the adjustment. Chiropractor told him it would stop. Sorry, I got hiccups out of nowhere. Stop it. Okay. And it didn't stop. So like 9, 10 o'clock at night, the guy was finally over it. He was mad and he called us and we took him in the ambulance. And I said, oh my God, I would never go to a chiropractor. That's just crazy. Well, I went to the chiropractor and 3 times a week I was there. And it was the best thing ever. Like I could go in and be like, sorry, I have gloves in my hand. All these fingers are tingling, these 3. And he would say, okay, I need to go crack. And it would go away like that. I mean, it's like wizardry. It's crazy. I don't know what is it? What do they have? There's some kind of crazy wizardry. I don't know. Anyway, it was always something like and I didn't hurt for like 2 days after the car accident. I mean, we signed like, I don't know if every state has it, but here in Florida, you can do a driver's exchange of information where you just exchange info and deal with your insurance companies on your own. You don't have a police officer there. I didn't feel the need for one. There was nothing big about it. We did our driver's exchange and that was it. Insurance companies handled it, and unfortunately, my Mustang was an older one at the time. It was a 99 Cobra SVT. I miss my Mustang. Oh my God, that was a bad car. But I don't even remember what she was driving, some red little something, and she just wasn't paying attention, and she tried to swerve at the last minute, and I was just leaving the light when it turned green, and with her coming up behind me at 45 miles an hour, she did not have enough space, time, room, whatever, to make it around me. So she hit the back right of my car and went all the way up the right passenger side door and put a nice gouge all the way around my car. Oh God, I'm about to fall, sorry. Trying to stand on a dolly cart over here. So anyway, that aside, I just know how willing and easy. Now, mind you, this is 2013, and it's changed a lot here in Florida. They've gotten stricter pill mills, all this crap they talk about. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in that world. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just not my thing, you know. I've had my issues for sure, and I'll say it with alcohol. I've definitely had my times where I'm in pity party mode and I'm like, and having a natural high tolerance is not a good thing. Gets you in trouble. But pills, no, never my thing. Needles, drugs. I'm probably the only person I know who. Did you see that spit? There was like spit came out and went right to the lens. Anyway, I'm probably the only person I know that has never even smoked weed. But y'all got to keep in mind, I got on to a serious job at 19. I became an EMT and worked on the ambulance. I graduated high school at 17, went straight to college, became an EMT. I was pre-med before that, but that's a whole nother story. I became an EMT, got on the ambulance, and you get randomly tested. You get an accident, you get tested. That's not the kind of job that I wanted to like lose my job over that. The other stuff, my friends did it. Puff, puff, pass. I'm the one that passed without the puff. It wasn't important to me, but all said and done, I don't judge anybody for what they do. Everyone is free as far as I'm not a super religious person. I am more a spiritual person. Like there's something bigger than me. Look at that sky. Okay, it's beautiful. I don't feel the need to name what's bigger than me. I just know I don't control everything. What I control is this. That's it. That's all I need to control, Even my kids, I can guide them, give them advice, but I don't control them. They're still going to do what they do. I think that's a problem, that people try to control too much. But I am a people person, and I have gotten into the public service field. I have been a EMT, then became a paramedic, then became a firefighter. Worked many years as that. Worked in the medical field in hospitals, doctors' offices. I've worked many places. I've worked as a police dispatcher. My thing has always been public service. I like helping people. I had a natural ability for it. I'm the one that will run in that burning building when everyone's running out. It doesn't bother me. I have, can you see the space in my fingers? That much fear. I really don't have fear of much, because I can only control what I can control, and I can only do what I can do. But anyway, the whole point of why I'm saying this, and I'll probably make another intro to the actual video. I have a friend who's been going through some stuff because, and I'm relating it to when I was in my car accident, because I know how willing the doctors were willing to just write scripts for, some heavy duty pain shit that would have had me knocked out all freaking day. And I got a high tolerance. They were just willing. Do you need more? You need a refill? It's been a while. Look at my record. Are you sure you don't want me to write you 5 more bottles? They were pushing it for real. I don't know if it's a repeat business thing or what, because for real, when you start taking some of that stuff, you are hooked. You got to keep taking it. You physically cannot function without it. And I'm talking not get high. I'm talking about opiates, especially. You cannot function. You're talking about, vomiting, diarrhea, bone pain, joint pain, can't stand up. How are you supposed to take care of your kids and go to work? I know people that are stuck in that hamster wheel, and I didn't want to be there. So I just dealt with my excruciating neck pain with the absolute minimum of ibuprofen and naproxen. I'm not a fan. I'm not impressed, but ibuprofen and Flexeril. I took some hydrocodone maybe off and on that first month. It made me feel like I was itching everywhere. I'm not really allergic to it. It just made me feel like I was itching everywhere, but it didn't do enough for the pain for me to feel like I wanted to continuously refill that and be on that. So I just never got on it. But I have a video I'm working on editing right now because I do need to do a lot of blurring. A friend of mine is stuck in that hamster wheel for like over 10 years now, and even going to the hospital a couple times, which I visited, and I watched the doctors and nurses keep pushing more stuff, even though he continuously, I did not sleep much, was saying that he didn't want to be in a higher dose. He wanted to come off of it, get off, totally off. And they continuously kept it at the same dose or went higher with it. And I was there and I filmed some of it. And I've hung out with him the last couple days just for the day in the life kind of thing and helping him out. And honestly, I was scared for him. I mean, I felt like I had to babysit him. Like, I don't know. I mean, I see being on that every day and being stuck on it because your body physically you're talking over 10 years, okay? And the doctors are not, every time he's like, I want to get off this and that and the other, they're like, next month. Yeah, next month. We'll lower it next month. And he just had an appointment yesterday. And I'm not going to lie, he was fucked up. And that video will follow. I don't know how soon I'll have it up, but I'm working on another one right now where I was stupid enough to eat a Portuguese hot pepper and burn the hell out of myself like a fool. So you guys can laugh at me on that, but I am going to put up a serious video. And for those of you that are following the channel, I just ask that you be respectful. I'm going to try to blur him out as much as possible. He does know I was filming him, but in the state that he was in, honestly, I don't think he's going to remember that I filmed him, and he clearly is on the inside. And when you're on the inside, you can't see what you look like to people on the outside. And I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad because I have this, not that Captain Save-A-Ho, that's something else, but I just have always been a public servant and tried to help people. And sure, there's things I could do to force him to go into some kind of treatment. That's not my thing. I don't believe in doing that to people. Everybody has the right to live their life. You get the gift of life from whatever higher power it is, and then you make the best decisions that you think are best at the moment, and you need to accept responsibility for them. That's my point. Does he know he's gotten way past the point of being able to reel it in? Yes. But does he also have some serious neurological stuff, like broke your neck, broke your back, diabetic, and had multiple amputation things going on and surgeries? Yes. The problem, I think, comes a lot from the fact that the medical industry is money driven, and unfortunately a lot of these doctors, they know for them to continue paying that $800,000 freaking mortgage every month, and for the 2 BMWs and 6 fucking Mercedes that they have, and for their kids to go to college, that the more patients, stop spitting, the more patients that they have, I mean, the more money they make. I'm just going to be straight up. So I don't know. I'm kind of like torn right now. I am torn between I want to force him to kind of have to go get like the rigid treatment help that will get him off it the fastest. I will say that. But I don't feel like I have the need to interfere. It's his life. It's not my life. He's a good friend, and I don't know, just hanging a couple days. I truly, literally watched him in the hospital. And it'll be in the video when I do upload it. I watched him literally in the hospital, like just not breathing nearly enough. I was a paramedic. Okay, 8 times a minute, that's, usually what we're looking for. And more than that, it depends on what's going on. If you're seeing somebody not breathe more than like 2 times in a minute or less than that, to me, that's a problem. And the doctors, the nurses, and everybody there, and this is 2 different hospitals and 2 different locations, were totally willing to just keep the meds and keep the meds and keep the meds. I'm telling you, okay, I don't know how many of you out there are going to watch this video that are into medications. Not my business. But I will tell you that for somebody who is a diabetic and who is on opiate medications and benzos, which anyone who knows anything about overdosing, those 2 are really dangerous together. And then on top of that, you're going to try to give him, because I was there, luckily, and I was like, no. I mean, they go through your meds when you get checked in the hospital, and they're like, are you still taking this from your last visit? If you've gone to the hospital for multiple things. I have high blood pressure. Every time I go, they ask me, are you still on this? Are you on this? On that? They asked him. He straight out said, I don't take trazodone. Trazodone, I don't know all the things it's used for, but a lot of people here use it as a sleep medicine. It's not a narcotic, I believe, but it is a sleep medication for a lot of people. I can tell you, as somebody who's been on 10 milligrams of Ambien her whole life, I like Oriental rug. Sorry, not my whole life. So almost 10 years. 10 milligrams from day one, and they don't like to give a lot of women 10 milligrams because it causes heart problems apparently now. And I have to change doctors because she's just ridiculous. If you saw the video about she refused to do my beta, then that's one reason. But another reason is she wants to move me back to the 5 milligrams. And I keep telling her I started on 10 milligrams almost 10 years ago. Moving me to 5 is not going to help me sleep. On 10, I still wake up after 3-4 hours. If my kid cries or something happens in the house, I'm up and awake. I might not remember a lot of it the next morning, but I'm up. I'm that bitch. I'm up. So, docs do a lot of weird things, but I'm back to the trazodone thing. While I was at the hospital, he said, no, I do not take trazodone anymore. My doctor switched me to Seroquel. Seroquel being another medication that I said probably has multiple uses. I don't know because I've never taken it. I don't want to take it. I try to take the minimum of anything that I have to take. I'm the bad patient. And Seroquel, apparently some heavy duty stuff. I want to say it's a couple 100 milligrams. I'm not even sure what he's on because I don't know the doses. That's not a paramedic medicine. It's nothing I had to give in the hospital. But all I know is, knowing that he was on Seroquel, he said, no, I don't take trazodone. That should have been X'd out of his record, and instead it was left in. Because that same night, here comes the nurse with a whole cup full of pills. Can't speak. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted watching this guy run around the court out here. He is in a hoodie, and it's probably about freaking 98 degrees outside. I get it, but I don't get it. It's very easy to get heat exhaustion here. Anyway, back to the topic. Sorry, my train keeps derailing. Train of thought, that is. I was very bothered by the fact that this cup full of pills comes, and thankfully he's very aware and was looking at it, and he's like, what is this, and what is this, and what is this? And the nurse goes, oh, that one's for your, it's a diabetic pill. Not, don't need to name everything, but that one was fine. And what's the other one? That's your blood pressure pill. Okay, and then what's this one? Oh, that's your Seroquel. Yeah, but what are the other ones that, I don't know what they look like, but he said, what is that? Oh, that's trazodone. Apparently, Seroquel is enough to put him in a half-near coma for the freaking night. And he told her on admitting to the floor that he does not take trazodone anymore. So explain to me how it ends up back in the freaking cup with a patient who's getting ready to get a full dose of freaking Seroquel for the night and be knocked out. On top of that, with Neurontin, gabapentin, I believe is the other name for that. Okay, these are some meds that seriously... What are you trying to do? Make somebody stop breathing? I don't get it. Anyway, I was highly annoyed by the whole thing, so I felt the need to kind of camp out. And then when I got out, he had somebody's coming in the door. I gotta move places, sorry. And then when I got out, he got out, he was given a bunch more scripts. And these are things he was not already taking, so there's even more medications given now. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm gonna put a video up, and it's gonna be my personal day in the life kind of thing, where I was with him for a couple days, and I just think there's a huge problem with the medical field getting people hooked on shit. That's all I'm gonna say. He's taking it like he's supposed to. He's not taking more than that, but you will see how fucking faded and snowed and in the fog he is. And it was like babysitting a 2-year-old. I mean, seriously, like, I didn't trust him to cross the road with traffic with just the regular dose that they have given him. So it's working on weaning back off of it, but I think it will be a very eye-opening video for those that are not aware of where doctors can make you end up at when you don't plan to, when you're doing things like they tell you, because most people don't have medical information, and thankfully I do. And he does. But that aside, he's still stuck in the fucking hamster wheel. He can't stop it. Like, literally, physically cannot stop it. He will go into seizures. He will have mega medical issues. So I don't know. I'm debating getting involved or not getting involved on that right now, because it's not my place. I don't feel like I need to. But anyway, so I will have that video upcoming shortly. I have to get back to work here because the boss man is here. I can hear him in the background. He's going to come looking for me because I'm always cleaning, and if he doesn't see me, he's going to wonder what's going on. But I just want to say ahead of time, and I will note this also in that video, if I have to, I will disable the freaking comments. This under here, that's a scorpion. I'm a Scorpio. I do what I say, and I don't play around. Okay, so I just need people to be very respectful when I put that video out, because it's an educational video. Capital E, educational, not embarrassment. So it might not be out in the next, I'm going to work on it the next couple days, but I have to do a lot of blurring because he does know he was being filmed. But like I said, my point is not to embarrass. It is to bring education to the fact of how much doctors will get you into a position where you're stuck on something. And it was never your intention. And I don't know that it was their intention, but they're smart enough to look at their patient every month and see when something is continually going up and keep raising the dose. I understand you build up a tolerance at some point, but it doesn't need to be at that level, in my opinion, where someone can't function. So you'll see what I mean. But anyway, sorry to keep it heavy-hearted and serious, but this video is bugging me because I feel like, in a way, even though he knows I'm filming it, he knows I have the channel, he's clearly seen me have my phone out, my laptop and everything. I think the only time that he didn't really see me filming him was maybe at the hospital, where I kept moving the phone around, and it's not that he didn't want me filming him or care that I was filming. He knows about the channel, he sees the channel. It was more a fact of I didn't want him to stop, because he does have the ability to pop up and try to look alert, and I wanted the 100% effect to see when no one's interacting with someone, or you're only interacting so much, what happens when they are on these kind of medications. I didn't want him to see the camera and go, oh, hey, I'm good. No, I'm fine, because he's not. And the situation is not, and the doctor doing this is not, and the hospital doing it is not. So I don't know where it's all going to end up right now, but regardless, like I said, I'm going to blur him as much as possible. I'm not going to use his name. And I don't think I'm almost positive 100%. My family and friends don't really watch my channel. It's okay. I'm all right with that. And I know none of his friends and family know about the channel. Oh, somebody's coming to the door. I gotta go see what this lady's wanting, because the gym is not open on this side. She's on the wrong door. Anyway, I love you guys. Mwah, thank you. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you so much. I saw a few in the last couple days, and enjoy the rodeo. But serious video coming up soon. So please just be respectful in your comments, because keep in mind, you're going to have people that are going to be reading it that they need something positive, uplifting, and helpful. They're not going to need to hear, stupid shit like, oh, drug addict, that's what you get. Okay, that's not helpful. And I promise you, if I can delete it, I will. And if I have to shut off the freaking comments, I will. But I would rather leave the comments on there so that people who are going through it, who've been through it with their family, who understand what I'm talking about, can leave some comments, because I'm all about people being able to help other people. So anyway, I'm going to end this video because it's superbly long, and I did not intend for it to be this long at all. So love you guys. Thank you. And I appreciate all my subscribers. Tell your friends, and hopefully this will help someone out when I do put the video up.